Hey guys, so I'm hoping this will be my last video on this for a good long time, maybe forever, but we can only be so lucky. This is not going to be a very long video. Basically, it is an uncontested, known common sense fact that right now, the United States government at the top level, at the highest levels, this includes the level of the DOJ, this includes the presidency. I mean, after all, Donald Trump, after the Epstein announcement was made, he congratulated the DOJ and the FBI. Okay, he congratulated them on Truth Social. He likes this. He wants this to go forward. If you don't stop and raise a stink, we will just keep rolling. We will not stop for this. Donald Trump has no intention in doing what I suspect would be equivalent to exposing himself. After all, and you can look this up, in several interviews, both Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein have independently of each other referred to each other as each other's friends, sometimes best friends. Donald Trump's biggest defense is that he hasn't been friends with Epstein for a decade, but prior to that, he was his best friend. And we all know that Epstein has been doing this for years and years and years. There's lots of evidence. But I'm not going to sit here and harp more on that. Let me just say what I'm here to say before I get carried away with a rant. The United States government at the highest levels, from the presidency to the Department of Justice to the FBI, the CIA, they are complicit and actively defending and protecting and servicing pedophiles, the worst of the worst, and they're doing it with our tax dollars. They're doing it in front of all of our faces. They're just doing it. Now, there'll be some people who are like, "Oh, fan, that's always been happening." And maybe it has always been happening, but it's never been this shameless. Okay. And to be clear, I don't think a lot of Biden's DOJ or any DOJ for a while now because of this. Basically, what this amounts to is that there is an entrenched power system. Some might call it deep state. Some might call it just special interests and rich people who have molested and raped hundreds of children, and the government is in the business, literally, of protecting and defending them and shielding them from us. Even if it's totally shameless, even if it's totally out there in the open. So I don't say this lightly, and there's going to be a lot of people who are like, "Oh, you're only now coming to this?" I got you guys. But this is a game changer. This is a thing that I can't be in denial about it. I mean, clearly there is a pedophile elite, and clearly the most powerful government in the world, okay, is vested in protecting them, in shielding them, guarding them, enabling them. And because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and declare my point of view on this. The United States government, Democrat and Republican, for the past however many it's been, is illegitimate. Okay? This is not a government by the people or for the people. Because a government by the people and for the people does not protect and shield pedophiles. A government by and for the people, unless we're all pedophiles, unless all of us agree that pedophilia is fine as long as you have enough money, then obviously we're not being serviced here. And it's worse than that. We've always known that there are lots of special interests. We've always known that lobbying exists and prevents the will of the people more often than not. We've all been aware of these systems and whatnot, but there is a difference between the system not really working for us and fucking us, at least occasionally, if not consistently. But here we have a system that is made not just to fuck us over and roll us around, but it's clearly this system is made to literally abuse us, to harvest us. And so, at this point, I'm willing to say that the only reason I pay taxes is because I am threatened by the police to do so. I'm threatened by the power of the United States. But the United States government is illegitimate. Until there is justice on this, until there is clarity, transparency, until there is something more, then understand this. You are paying your taxes to a bunch of pedophiles. You are paying your taxes to a bunch of people who will take the money you've just paid them and use it to protect pedophiles and to enable pedophiles to continue their pedophilia. And all because they have more money than you. All because they just are rich. And this is enough justification in this country to control everything and to enable them to basically perform any crime they want with impunity. I am unwilling, and this is not a Republican versus Democrat thing. This is not like, oh God, I hate Trump, because I do hate Trump. I do, but this is not that. This is it. I can 100% accept an election result, even if I don't like it. But this is not an election result. This is not a thing that is constrained to a single administration. The United States government is in the business of protecting, sheltering, and enabling pedophiles from us. The government is illegitimate. I'm sorry, the government is illegitimate. Maybe you have more reasons to believe that. Maybe you're like, oh, well, I already believe that from X, Y, and Z. Fine, you know what? Good for you. I have now reached that point. This is not about what's happening with deportation, though I personally believe that to be super horrific. But listen, this is unambiguous. You know, you guys can sit there and debate what rights Trump does and doesn't have and how he can enforce these deportation laws and whether it's okay to have masked government agents kidnapping people off the streets and if that's legal and if that's all right to solve a problem. But we're well past policy talk. I mean, in front of everybody, the U.S. government is protecting pedophiles and sheltering them. I can't, you know, it's a simple thing that I keep repeating, but I really hope that it makes you understand, you know, because at least there should be some predication of trying to appeal to the public. There should be some idea of trying, if hey, you know what, if this government just exists to manipulate us, it should be doing it better. But this is shameless. This is shameless. This is a reveal that we cannot trust them at all, that they are sharks. They're predatory. They're not just parasites. They aren't just swamp leeches. These people are vicious sharks, and they want to tear us up and eat us, and the government is helping them do it. So from this moment forward, I'm just going to go ahead and say that the true American government is in exile. It doesn't exist. Until we clean house ourselves in some way, this government isn't us. It doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve you. You shouldn't serve it. I'll say that. You know, serve it only under the coercion of violence under the law if you must. But these people, they are here to harvest us. They are here to use us. They are not here to serve us. They are not here for justice, and they are not here for God. And so, I am not here for them.